All right. I'm praying to God I can A, focus at the camera, and B, make sure that the right microphone is in for this. Because I don't want to have to record this and re-record this. Chances are I'm going to have to do both. Now, oh man, my hair. I just got out of the shower for this. I want to look clean and nice and wonderful other things while I talk to you guys about 2013. So this is a quick recap of, well, partially my life, a lot of my life, but also BaseTradeTV for the past year. So back in January, whoa, squeaking sound, sorry. Back in January of 2013, we were still pretty unknown. We were covering Zotac Cups. Not a lot of people knew who we were. It was me, Penguin, Panda was still around back then, Zeph, Doom, Baldy, you know, just the generic crew at BaseTradeTV. Some of the names you guys probably wouldn't recognize now because a lot of people have either moved on with their real lives, they've decided StarCraft wasn't worth their time, what have you, and it's a much smaller, but I feel a much more tight-knit family now at BaseTradeTV. We've also picked up some people on the side, like Partoof, longtime fan, now awesome badass observer. Houseless Gamer manages the BaseTradeTV Twitter account. I mean, helps just tweet about things that I know I'm really bad at social media and can't do myself. Just trying to think, like, there's probably a ton of people I need to shout out and give love to, and I will honestly, just because I'm doing this like stream of consciousness style, have forgotten about, and I don't want to disrespect you guys in the slightest, because believe you me, there's not a single person that's been along for the ride in BaseTradeTV, even since before this year, that I don't appreciate. There's not a moment that I regret, and there's nobody that I don't appreciate. If I don't think of you immediately off the top of my head by name, my apologies. Now, moving on from that, so throughout the year, we put a lot of work into things. We've had things like map introductions. We've improved my PC, which I couldn't have done without the help of the awesome stream viewers and the work that I managed to pick up and do crap throughout the year in order to get. It improved the quality of the broadcast quite heavily. Our first dream hack was towards the latter end of the year before I got this streaming beast. And quite frankly, what's sad to say is between January and July, not a lot happened for BaseTradeTV. And most of this is on account of the fact that we weren't partnered on Twitch TV. We've been at it for a really long time. And there's some drama along the way that's not worth going into for this vlog, but again, I wouldn't change a damn thing on the road. The only regret I have is that we weren't partnered sooner, because like the day we were partnered, like we go from like a 400 viewer average. I'm not kidding you guys. The very first broadcast we did when we were partnered was the Kaspersky King of the Hill Arena #2. I was casting with Nostalgia Talix, and we had like 5,500 people on stream or something. I don't remember. And back then I was way too bashful. I was like, alright guys, we're gonna do like a 30-second ad here real quick. No more, no less, I promise. We don't want to ruin this great day. And we ended up making quite a bit of money off that one day in particular, because there were so many people tuned in. We ran so many ads, but they were all short ads. I mean, in retrospect, I could have probably made double the money that day, which, let's be honest, compared to most days is not that much now. But it was still fantastic. Now, we haven't made a lot of money through streaming since then. The ad revenue from Twitch is not exactly the most phenomenal source of income, but it's still income, and it's done things like help fuel the channel, help us upgrade our gear. I got this absolutely sexy mic thanks to a lot of you. I got this mic stand as well thanks to Partoof. We've got Zombie Grab a new microphone, and like the plans for the new year to keep funneling money into improving the quality of the channel, make things better for you guys. But that's neither here nor there, because I'm not here to talk about plans for 2014, well, maybe a little bit at the end, but to talk about 2013 as a whole. Now, for me, up until this point, I was getting a little worried that it was a waste of time, because I was devoting a lot of my life into this. Now, this is where we're going to take like a moment, and only a moment, no more than a moment, to be a little bit sad for Rifkin, because I was incredibly depressed. This wasn't going anywhere. I had no real-life job, no girlfriend, no prospects of anything going for me, and I was like, fuck it. Like, this is such a waste of time. And I was ready to just quit, pack up, and leave, because even though I wasn't spending a lot of money on the project, we were still a little bit in debt, because we had borrowed some money for show matches from people here or there. It wasn't like a community donation run thing like we try and do nowadays, and it was just looking really pointless for me to waste my time on this. But then bam, along comes Quantic Gaming. Now Quantic Gaming, I want to point out, did not directly get us partnered. Quantic Gaming didn't have a Twitch partnership, but they had contact with a band who was better than the automated bot service we had constantly been in contact with, and we got connected through them to talk with John Howell, who is a fantastic guy. He's done more for me than I can really say publicly, but sat down, had a chance to prove our worth. At first glance, it wasn't worth it, and they said, hey, well, you know what, you've been at this for like a year and a half, you guys always come so close to the numbers, we'll get you partnered, we'll see how it goes. And that's where we continue back with the story, where all of a sudden we're partnered, I'm happy, I'm ecstatic, this like year-long goal we had been working toward is finally coming to fruition, and we can start running ads, we can start having breaks on our broadcast, start having higher quality streams, which was always the #1 priority, being able to offer people transcoding options. Now, yeah, fast forward down the line to nowadays, and everyone gets transcoding for free, pretty much, more or less. but that's neither here nor there because it's still back in July. So July comes around, we start getting money. We don't get enough money to cash out on our first month. For clarity here, guys, if you don't know, Twitch has a stipulation in the contract where you have to make a bare minimum of $100 US through ad revenue before you can actually cash out. So if you make like $99.99, you literally won't see any money from Twitch until the next month, because it'll carry over to the next month, and as long as you earn 1 cent, then bam, you can cash out. So first month on Twitch, we didn't earn anything even close enough to cash out. Second month, compiled with the first month, we finally got paid out. Things are starting to look good. Gets down towards October. People are starting to recognize the name a little more. BaseTradeTV is no longer that one random channel, just sometimes does Zotex and stuff. And it's a good time. And then, Zombie Grub comes along a little bit later, too. At this point, too, it's a little sad because Dooms had to focus a little more on work. The man with that voice, he should be doing radio or something. Anyways, he had to start focusing a little more on work. Zeph was focusing on school. Tony was focusing on school. Baldy had gotten a job focusing more on the event manager side of esports rather than the casting side. Penguin had left to go to Game Social TV. Well, he never really left, but like he was no longer officially casting with us because he had to go work with Game Social TV, which was cool. There was no resentment there. We had a lot of good, really sad goodbye. We were like, take care, Penguin. You'll always be a bro. You're welcome back anytime. And fast forward to now, he's back casting from time to time. But yeah, I was getting a little bit frustrated. Goes from being this giant duo cast stream, even though we were partnered and things were looking up. Nostalgia Taylor had fucked off for whatever reason. He's playing chess now or something. God if I know. And I had no streaming partner, which was really frustrating because I didn't mind solo casting, but I've never been confident in my solo casts, and I still am not today. I'll do it because when the job needs to get done, it needs to get done, and it's better than not casting. But I recognize there's still things I have to work on, and I'm looking to improve in 2014. I've had a lot of pro players even message me saying like, dude, you're so close to being like a main stage caster. All you gotta do is work on your game knowledge. And I'm like, I don't want to be a main stage caster, but I will work on my game knowledge. Thank you very much. So I know where I've got to improve in things, but that's not like me saying, like, it's not a fat girl saying, or a cute girl saying, oh, I'm so fat in this dress, hoping everyone will tell her she looks pretty. No, I know what I got to work on, guys, and that's that. But moving on from that, finally Zombie Grub comes along. Now, here's a funny story about Zombie Grub that a lot of you don't know. Rewinding back to beyond 2017, back to 2012 even, I had sent people, when I first started going into casting, I sent people messages asking for either help learning how to cast or being a casting partner or just do one replay with me. And back then, nobody knew who the fuck I was. BaseTradeTV wasn't even invented back then. It was still back when we were on shithole Zeke TV, and I was just an unknown guy. Anyways, I had sent messages to everybody, like Rotterdam, Xander Fever, etc., lots of these people who were kind of casting at the time, Axel Toss and whatnot, and not a single person responded to me. Like, I'm talking, I sent out like 50 plus messages and I didn't get a single response. And one of those people I sent a message to was Zombie Grub, who of course didn't respond to me, but that was fine. That was neither here nor there. Anyway, so I can't remember why I had tried to was it Clarity Gaming? There was some bullshit with Clarity Gaming where we were supposed to cast one of their events. We didn't cast their event. I was supposed to work with Word. Did one cast with Word. Didn't work with them. I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. Not important. Anyways, I was recommended to try reaching out to Zombie Grub for finding a partner for a cast that I needed. And it was for, like, I believe a Zotac Monthly or Kaspersky Arena. I don't remember which because we've done so many together at this point. But I was like, okay. I kind of vaguely remember actually having contacted this person in the past. Maybe she'll say yes. Maybe she'll say no. So I sent a message and I'm like, hey, Clarity recommended I talk to you. Do you want to do stuff sometime? And she said, yeah, cool, why not? Because it was a day that worked for her. And I was like, fantastic, excellent. So I had no idea what it was going to be like going to a cast with her. To be honest, it was a little bit awkward at first because I don't think we necessarily meshed in the best of ways. I mean, I'm awkward in general, that's me. And of course, Zombie Grub can also be equally awkward at times. So our first cast was definitely not our best cast, but as we started casting more and more, the Odd Zotac Cup, the Kaspersky Arenas and what have you, I think we started to mesh a lot better, and our cast definitely started to improve, and that's how that sort of got started. I don't know why, but we meshed really well. People really enjoyed our casting. All of a sudden, these became more regularized broadcasts where we're reaching like no longer 400 views, but like more like 1,000. And even sometimes nowadays, we peaked at like 8,800 for the IEM qualifiers that her and I were casting. It was a fantastically good time. Not just because you had the viewers, not because we had the awesome subscribers and all these other things, but because I got to cast with her and it was a lot of fun. Now, I don't want to get too much into this and be like, oh my god, Rifkin's talking a lot about Zombie Grub. Does he love her or anything like that? Because we get that a lot in chat too, and that's something I want to touch on real quick. I find it hilarious. Whether it's Zeph, Zombie Grub, Caitlyn, anyone of the opposite gender that I'm casting with, immediately there's that one person in chat, whether jokingly or serious, is always like, oh, I bet they are lovers. He probably likes her, she likes him, blah 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 blah. Oh my god. I have fun with it. I go along with the joke, but I think a lot of people get headached from it from time to time. And to be honest, I do sometimes as well. But for the most part, I laugh it off, and I think it's hilarious because we still get those even to today. But yeah, so lesson there. The point, short story: don't cast with a fucking female caster, because you won't hear the end of it. Anyways, so yeah, really enjoy casting with Zombie Grub. Hope to do more stuff with her in the future. Closing out the year of 2013, we got massively crazy good views on the stream for November and December, and I'm proud to say a lot of them were casts I did with her. I did a lot of it solo, of course, which I'm not exactly ecstatic about, but really glad that I was able to find a partner that I could work with and was available on a regular basis, because I got to tell you, as a North American caster, a lot of the work for StarCraft 2 is based in Europe and European time zones, and because I live on the West Coast, you know, West Coast, best coast, unless you're trying to reach the European time zone, then it's the fucking worst coast, because you got to wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. for these events, and it just, it kills. It kills, it really does. Especially when you're someone like me who only gets like 4 or 5 hours to sleep to begin with. Anyways, not complaining, love it. Ace Team Story Cup, IEM, go for StarCraft, you name it. It's happy to do it every single time. Ah, shit. I had Ventrilo open in the background. I hope nobody was talking while I was doing this. Fuck. Anyways, yeah, so that's 2013 in a nutshell. Basically, we got partnered on Twitch. We got subscribers because we were doing so well with our partnership. Found a partner, Zombie Grub. It was a good year for me personally, but also for Base Trade, because it's a name that people are starting to recognize more. The coolest moment was like when the Muslim, TLO, Snoot, whenever someone tweets about like, hey, this channel's not too bad. Freaking, I think even like Kass at one point, like, they seem like whatever, you know. I'm a very bashful person, people know this, but I get so excited where it's like, hey, we're doing a good enough job that people A, don't hate us, but B, can say like, hey, this stream's not bad. That's kind of the goal, and we always want to improve, and it's really great seeing we're getting appreciated by not just the people, but also not just the fans, but also some of the players too. So that's pretty cool. This is where I just awkwardly think like if there's anything left to say. I did this super last minute. It is fucking 8 p.m. on December 31st. Not quite New Year's, but I promised I'd do this before New Year's. So I'm really cutting it close there. I was supposed to do this yesterday. Some shit came up, but yeah, that's just, I guess, the quick Rifkin recap of 2013. Moving on to 2014, we got some great stuff in store. We got the Money Peak series, or Money Speaks series, depending on your point of view. Zombie Grub and I will hopefully do a lot more casting together. Hopefully you guys will keep enjoying it on BaseTradeTV. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to be more active with the YouTube channel, but I gotta be honest, it just doesn't seem like a lot of people care about our YouTube channel. For context, like, it's a lot better now. Here, this doesn't violate any rules I have because it's not exact numbers. But for context, first off, we only get half of the money we earn on YouTube due to the way partnership works and blah, blah, blah. But for context, when we used to get like 10 to 15 views per video at best, that would net to like maybe $10 a month. 15 if we're lucky type thing. Lately, with people watching like 50 views-ish per video and sometimes more for select ones, the amount we've been making has been a lot higher, closer to like 30 or 40 bucks a month, which again is just additional revenue that we can start funneling back through the channel. I have noticed people have been looking for YouTube a little bit more. I still don't know. I'm kind of on the ball about it to see if I'll keep work, because it's a lot of work. Like, I don't think you guys understand. It's not so much about the problem of going through and doing the timestamps. I have no problem doing that if it was for somebody else. But listening to my own voice, listening to your own voice is like the worst thing you can do. I don't know what it is. People tell me I got a nice voice. I've been through this conversation 20 times before. Whatever. I get it. Fine. But I hate listening to my own voice. So having to go through the VOD and be like, oh, rewind, 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 rewind. Oh, play, rewind, play, rewind. Like just constantly starting, stopping, trying to find the timestamps so we can cut up those videos, get them to YouTube. Ugh. Is it the worst? It's the fucking worst. I'd rather spend like 10 hours casting and make like $1 off of like ad revenue than like make $1 million off of YouTube and have to go back through that over and over and over again. That's probably not a good context or analogy, but realistically, it sucks and I hate it. And I keep stopping looking at the camera because I see myself over here on XSplit and I keep... Anyways, I'm done with the vlog. 2014, I'm looking very much forward to it. I hope you guys had a great 2013. If you had any particular moments of the year you really enjoyed with BaseTradeTV, I would love you to leave a comment below and let me know so I can remember them with you. But thanks for watching this, I guess, and I'll see you guys in the future. Woo!